Hello everyone, friends. Today we will play this strange game again where with the help of these strange green guys we can create music. To find out what's in my room you need to like and subscribe. Come on, I'm waiting. Well, 3, 2, 1.
There's a puking Pomni here today! We need to show this game to our guests because last time we really enjoyed playing it.
Okay, I think this melody is turning out quite interesting. Today, I want to create something more up-tempo.
Wait! Don't you think there was something creepy about this game last time?
Yes, I remember that, but we need to try to make good music first before we start making evil music.
Wait, what are you talking about? There's something evil in this game?
Yes, you will be very surprised when you see this. Okay, well, let's just continue making music. Here, I think it will be quite interesting. By the way, I don't really like the song that is playing now.
I think we need to remove the sun from here because it gives too childish atmosphere. Okay, let's try to choose this blue bear. Blue bear sounds quite strange. I think it might fit here, but it's not certain.
Okay, these sounds really sound super interesting. This white guy who barks, he also sounds extremely strange, but I think this song turned out really interesting. Well, I think that the song that came out with us now sounds pretty good in principle.
But now I think it's time to move on to the creepiest songs, and for that we need to take this black hat and put it on one of these little people. I think we'll put this hat on this guy.
And now the worst part begins.
Oh my god, what's going on here? Why are they looking like that?
So in fact, this is the very same creepy melody that we are now going to create.
Oh my god, the atmosphere here is even worse than in my basement. Just look at this guy. He's literally standing there with blood in his eyes. Oh my god, it's so creepy. And it looks like his heart is playing the main melody.
Okay, now we need to add another guy. And I think that the sound he makes really sounds really cool. I really want to know how much the placement of the little people affects the melody they will play. But it seems to me that it makes absolutely no difference. The only thing that seems different to me is that now these drums have echo added.
I think now we need to try adding some more melodies here. By the way, this guy with the blue hood adds a very interesting sound that sounds very cool.
And now we need to add this weird robot. Last time we added it too, and it makes a really cool sound. Okay, I think this time we should definitely be able to create some really scary melody.
By the way, this guy practically doesn't make any sounds. He just makes some very strange vibration that isn't very audible in these tracks. But this pink rabbit creates a very strange choir that also sounds extremely strange.
Okay, I think we can remove him, and I would really like to add this guy with a plate on his head because he sets the tempo for this composition. And now we can add from this guy who will whistle. But in fact, his whistle sounds very strange, and in principle, he fits into this composition very well.
Okay, now I think we need to find another sound that can scare people. Let's say we can add this green guy. But by the way, because we added him, the song starts to sound faster and more aggressive.
Yes, you are right. Now this composition is really very tense, but I like its tempo. I really like this kind of music that is fast.
I think this is the best melody we've ever produced in all our time playing here. Okay, last time we went to the gallery in this game, and there really are a lot of different strange things. For example, in this picture, the guy says that they have hands. And here it is shown that the creators of this little green man were inspired by this guy. The guy from a very creepy childhood cartoon.
Oh my god, just look at his eyes. He really does look the most unpleasant. Okay, now it looks like this gallery contains the most horrible things that can exist. By the way, I think I want to hear new sounds in this game.
Oh my god! Every time we scroll through this gallery, I get extremely scared because all these images that are collected here really look disgusting. I would never want to see them again.
I think we can try to create a composition of another genre that will sound really interesting, but in fact, I am very scared of the atmosphere here, especially these clouds with eyes that are in the background, because these eyes really look scary.
Okay, now let's try to make this melody sound as pleasant as possible. I think that with this choir and this piano, this melody will sound somehow inspiring.
Do you really need an inspiring melody here? Okay, bro, I think this is the stupidest idea because basically, the atmosphere in this game does not encourage you to compose inspiring music.
I'm surprised that he said this, because in fact, in their estate, the atmosphere is always even worse.
Now we're gonna add a computer. By the way, this computer adds the voice for this song, and it sounds really scary. Okay, I guess we can add this orange guy here, but actually when we add him, the melody starts to sound more up-tempo.
We need something that will sound extremely slow. By the way, it seems to me or this guy is different from the other blue guy. I think we can try adding it to different characters. And by the way, the melody that the blue guy makes I also really like. He just adds another nice piano with this sound.
By the way, it seems to me that we managed to create an inspiring melody because everything here sounds extremely calm and very soothing. I really like the melody that we are getting.
I really like this melody too.
Now it all sounds impressive. Okay, now we'll add this guy and he adds a really nice whistle. Do you hear what kind of song we're getting? I think it's really cool.
This whistling guy really fits in here, and I think he creates a really cool atmosphere here. I like him.
I totally agree with you. He's cool.
Okay, now we've added this guy who's missing part of his head, but I think we need to remove him from here because this sound is really the most inappropriate for our song. We need to add something calmer.
We need to think of someone else we can add to this composition. For example, this guy. Although no, he makes weird sounds too. I actually have almost no ideas. We can add this one. Yes, he adds quite calm sounds. I really like these sounds.
I think that we really got a melody that sounds really cool and calm. I'm surprised that it's really possible to do this in this game.
Okay, now I think we need to keep changing our components. Now we can remove this and instead add some other calm thing, like this blue guy who will just give a choir.
Yeah, that guy in the hood really adds a really cool vibe, and I really like how that melody sounds with him. We really get it to be as cool as possible.
We really have now got the coolest melody possible.
Listen, now our music sounds pretty nice. It's not scary at all. Okay, I think now we need to try to create the most random composition that can be. So I think we'll add these guys. Here we'll add a choir and a tree, and I think we've got quite an interesting song.
The idea of creating a random melody sounds really cool. We've heard all these sounds before, but I think even with such a weird set of sounds, we got a really cool and interesting melody. I like it.
I'm surprised that we managed to create such a melody.
Actually, I think this game was really cool, and I like playing it because the music we make here is really atmospheric. But I'm really scared of those creepy faces. Okay, now let's move on straight to the next game.
Oh, is this some new game? I'm very interested to see what it is. And by the way, everything here really looks very similar to your amazing digital circus.
Yes, this location was really created to look very similar to our amazing digital circus, and the developers really put a lot of effort into making it look like this place.
And they did it really well. Well, let's move on. I really want to see how this game looks like as a whole.
I hope you really like it because we really like this game very much. Okay, we got to the first boss and just look who it is. I think everyone recognized the character who will now hunt us.
Oh yeah, this is our friend who spent our entire adventure somewhere in the basement. Well, I think we'll be able to escape from her pretty cool because she doesn't move that fast, and in principle, she has very little chance of catching us.
Wait, what's going on here? Why is she teleporting? It scares me so much. I really hope she doesn't do that often. And anyway, it looks like she can't get to us here. Well, okay. Now let's go up this spiral staircase.
This spiral staircase is very huge. We really have to climb it up for a really long time. I think this is the most boring part of this game because this climb up the spiral staircase is really very long.
But we finally managed to get to the very top. Well, now we need to go straight to the room with the toilets and go through it completely.
Now we will need to open this door and dig ourselves a tunnel into the giant gloink nest. Yes, we are finally here. Well, this place is really very creepy and scary. By the way, I really like the fact that here, instead of lava or some other liquid, some strange green liquid is poured. This is extremely non-trivial for such modes.
I really like this too because usually in these modes there is lava or some acid spilled there, but here it is some weird green liquid. I really like this. Okay, now we need to go straight to the corridor with the huge rolling ball.
Finally, we are here. Okay, now we will have to run through it. I hope that our new friends are not scared of this corridor, although in principle our new friends look as if they themselves could scare this corridor.
Yes, such places do not scare me at all. You are very lucky that you have not seen my basement. Well, okay, let's quickly pass this test and move on. I am very interested to see what we will go through next in this game.
Just look who is the boss here. It's our friend who is always too lazy to participate in adventures. Why is she trying to catch up with us? But it seems to me that she has absolutely no chance because she moves extremely slowly and her artificial intelligence is too stupid.
You really managed to escape from her very cleverly from Jax. I am very surprised that there is such a stupid artificial intelligence here. It seems that this game is really very simple, but it seems to me that I definitely could not play this game because I am extremely bad at playing games.
By the way, just look. It's really some kind of very scary black passage, but it looks like through it we can simply go beyond the textures, and we definitely don't need it. So I think we should return to our route and continue playing this game.
I really like this game already. It is very bright, colorful, and dynamic, and I like it much more than the game you showed us yesterday. I hope that we will play games like this much more often.
By the way, we have already reached our favorite test in this game, namely the energy drink race, and now we will pass it. I hope that we will not have problems with its passing.
Now we just need to run this race with energy drinks and finally get to the finish line. I really hope that we can really pass this test. Although, in fact, I don't even doubt Jax because he has already passed this test a huge number of times and nothing has stopped him.
Okay, finally we passed this test. Now we need to go up the stairs and go straight to the room, where we will need to use the stairs to climb into the ventilation. By the way, we are going through this game today really extremely quickly. It seems to me that we have never passed this game so quickly.
Yes, Jax really manages to get through this game very quickly. Only 250 seconds have passed, and we have already reached the bridge with fans. And by the way, now the most boring part of this game will begin, which I like the least. I generally hope that someday the developers will remove this entire boring part of the game from here.
In fact, these tests are not so bad. Their only downside is that they just never change and always remain the same. It really pisses me off. And by the way, our new guests probably don't know that a huge number of different other games are based on similar games, and they really do repeat themselves very often. We hate this test with valves only because this test remains the same in absolutely all games.
Yes, that's why we're trying to get through this test as quickly as possible, because it's really annoying. And now we need to go up and head straight to the ventilation, through which we'll run further.
Wow, guys. I really like this game too because there are a lot of adventures in this game. We really go through a huge number of different tests, and they are all really cool. I hope that you will show us even more similar games that will be just as fun to play.
You can be sure of it. We are specialists in finding such games. And now we need to run through this ventilation, and then there will be another rather interesting test, which is also really fun to pass.
I really like this game much more than the one we played yesterday because it has much more entertainment. And in general now we are going through some kind of maximally interesting and colorful test. It seems to me that such games are extremely lacking in the world because there really is a lot of action here.
I think you will be even more surprised when we have to play 1,000 similar games one after another and see the same location with modified textures every time. It will be really funny for me because, to be honest, I am already a little tired of games of this type.
I think this game is really good and I really like it. I'm really surprised that we're seeing Jax now, and I'm actually really enjoying the fact that we're shooting food at him because our last encounter with him was extremely negative, at least because he sucked me into a vacuum cleaner.
I think you should stop bringing this up every time we play any games because you've already been talking about it for the second day in a row. And to be honest, it seems to me that only the lazy don't know that it was Jax who sucked you into the vacuum cleaner.
Okay, guys, I think we should stop thinking about this and focus on defeating Boss Jax because he is very actively coming our way. I think he really wants to kill us. Oh no, wait, did you actually try to use this bug? Jesus, I think we should stop trying to do this because this bug does not help at all. It usually pushes us in the opposite direction and that's where it ends.
Yes, we really should stop doing this because it never does anything useful, and now we need to go down this hill and fly over a huge chasm. Great, we really did it. But it would be really cool if we could really use a bug that would push us straight there.
We finally got here. And by the way, there are 3 whole rooms with an exit. But to be honest, I think that the developers shouldn't have added them here, because there is always one exit. Okay, now let's go straight to the wind tunnel, through which we will rise to the top and try to avoid lasers.
Wow, I really like these colored lasers and I like the design of this game in general. In fact, it seems to me that the developers have not yet created a single Barry's Prison Escape clone that would be so beautiful and pleasant. I think that it is even better than the original version of this game.
I totally agree with you. I like this mode a lot more than a huge number of other modes. Well, okay. Now we need to take this metal bar and start moving it so that we can get to the other end of the abyss. It was actually quite an easy test.
Looks like we finally got out of here. Oh no, just look. We got to the final boss, and the final boss is Kane the mechanical robot. My God, this guy really does look as scary as possible. I really hope we can actually beat him today.
I didn't think that you were scared of some mechanical robots. But you can absolutely not worry about this because we very often fight with such bosses, and all you need to do here is shoot at their hands in order to break them.
There's one last shot left. Great job, Jax. You're great. I really liked this game a lot, and I hope I'll like the next games you show us just as much. And now let's move straight to the next game.
Are we really going to make music here? Okay, I really like this option. Let's try to make some really cool music.
I wonder what sound that green guy makes. I think he must be cool. Just listen to him. It's the sound of some kind of maracas or something like that.
Okay, now I think we need to add this little sun here. Maybe it makes some cool sound.
Let's listen to it! Oh no! Let's remove it! I feel like it's turning our cool track into some kind of children's song. I don't like it at all!
This red guy looks pretty aggressive. What kind of sound will he add to us? Yeah, I really like that drum sound.
Computer. But what sound can it add to us? Well, I think we should hear it. Oh, it adds some very funny voice that sings a cute song.
We're definitely keeping him. And now we need to add this guy with the Daft Punk mask. He should give us a cool sound. But in reality, this sound isn't very cool. But nevertheless, we'll keep him.
I think we have a pretty good song. Now we've added this white sun. I wonder what sound it makes. No, it makes some kind of barking dog sound. I don't like it at all.
By the way, I don't see anything wrong with making a cute children's song. I think it could sound pretty cool. Now let's add that weird purple demon.
Oh no, I definitely don't like the sound of it. I thought it would be more aggressive. I think it would be better to add a robot sound here.
Yeah, I think the robot sound fits here perfectly. Now let's add something else. Maybe this hat sound?
The sound of a hat? But how can it sound? It's a hat! I don't get it! Oh, it turns out it's a whistling guy. Well, actually, that sound fits here pretty well. And I think we'll keep that too. And we'll replace that red demon with something else.
I don't even know what sound to add here. Maybe we should make this guy blue? Oh, it turns out that's the sound of the choir. But it makes this song really more aggressive, and I think we'll keep it.
It's weird that we're trying to make this song aggressive. I think it's almost impossible if we keep leaving this computer in the center because it's trying to make this song cute.
Why did we add that purple demon again? His sound is really terrible. I think we need to add that bucket here. I think it should make a really cool sound.
I wouldn't call this sound cool. Rather, it sounds weird. Well, I think we need to try swapping these guys. Maybe depending on the color placement, the sound changes too? I think it should work that way.
And now we will need to listen to how our compositions will sound fully. But I think that we will need to try to add all possible colors here.
I think there are still a lot of colors here that we haven't tried. I think we need to try this yellow color. This sound is really the weirdest. I don't think it fits our song perfectly.
Yeah, I think it should be removed too. It sounds really weird, but it looks like Jax likes this sound and keeps listening to this song. Okay, I think now he needs to decide what new sound he'll add to replace that gray guy.
Guys, to be honest, I don't know if this yellow guy is needed here or not, but I think just in case I'll remove him from here and add the orange guy here. I hope he will sound cool.
It looks like this guy is adding some kind of drum sound. That sound sounds awesome. Wait, what happened? Oh no, my God. We added that black hat and it just got creepy as hell.
Oh my God, this really looks as creepy as can be. Oh no, the sounds in this game seem to be really creepy. Just look at that guy with a drum cymbal on his head.
In my opinion, it looks really creepy. But to be honest, I like these sounds much more than the previous ones.
I agree with you. The sounds of this game are really cool, but I think it's the atmosphere that looks as creepy as possible. I really wouldn't want to be in a place like that.
This place is truly the creepiest. Just look at all those eyes and faces. My God. Did you even notice that the guy standing second has a symbol instead of half his head? It's truly disgusting.
But just listen to this song! It really sounds cool! It's like a soundtrack to some really cool horror game. I would really like to hear this soundtrack completely finished.
Oh my god! This music and the atmosphere here really scares me. Just look at everything that's going on here. All these images look as creepy as possible, and the sounds they make are also as scary as possible.
It's probably strange, but I also like this music much more than the music we made before. By the way, there is some kind of gallery here, and it seems to me that in this gallery there is just a huge number of some strange, incomprehensible pictures.
Oh my god, these pictures really look creepy, but I think we need to see what's actually here. I think this gallery was created by some mentally ill person. Okay, let's get back to making music, and I don't even know what sound we should add.
Damn, I think I might have a panic attack from this music. It's seriously some kind of crazy. But I think we still need to hear all the sounds that are in this game because we didn't just get here for no reason, right?
I think if we stay here for a long time, I'll start to go a little crazy because this atmosphere is driving me into a really terrible state. Wait, did it also seem to me that everything started to lag here? God, this is really terrible.
By the way, it sounds like a soundtrack to Hotline Miami or something like that. I feel really creepy in this atmosphere, but for some reason I like it. It's quite possible that it's because I really like horror games.
I'm really starting to get scared by everything we see. Just look at all these images. And those creepy eyes in the background, they really scare me. It seems to me like they're looking straight into my soul.
In fact, I really want to look at all the possible sounds. But every time we switch something, it starts to scare me more and more. It seems to me that this sound is already atmospheric enough.
No, I still want to hear more possible sound options in this game. I think we can create some cool combination from all the sounds that are here.
I feel like I'm going to wet myself soon from all the sounds we hear here because it all really sounds really creepy. But by the way, when we added this sun with an eye, it helped to slightly dilute this creepy atmosphere with a positive piano.
We don't need positive sounds. We came here to listen to all sorts of horrible, creepy sounds or something like that. And by the way, wait, is that really a tree? But what does it even sound like? I want to hear it separately.
Let's try to hear this sound separately. I think it will be interesting. Oh no, it's just some very quiet ambient sound that is not very scary. Well, okay, it seems that now our composition sounds not perfect. We need to try other sounds.
I wonder what sounds from them we haven't tried. Wow, just look! That yellow guy looks really scary. The way he clicks his teeth is especially scary. And by the way, that guy in the hat who was whistling before is now standing here with a bullet wound in his forehead.
I am very scared of this sight, and especially very scared of this pink bunny because she reminds me very much of me, but the female version. Lord, I am extremely scared to look at all this, and I want to get it out of here as soon as possible.
Okay, it looks like we've seen almost all the possible sounds except for that weird eye. I think we should try it. Oh, it turns out this is the same sound that was here originally. It's kind of extremely quiet and stupid. It seems to me that this sound is absolutely not interesting to us. This is also some kind of extremely quiet ambient.
Okay, I think we've listened to all the sounds available to us, and now I think we should get out of this game as soon as possible because I think I'm starting to go crazy.
Okay, I think we've listened to all the sounds available to us, and now I think we should get out of this game as soon as possible because I think I'm starting to go crazy.
Hello everyone, friends, and today we will play a very scary new game about the zoo.
Scary game about a zoo? That sounds stupid. How can a zoo be scary? There are so many different cute animals in it.
I don't think zoos can really be scary because there are so many different predatory creatures living in them. Maybe this game will be somehow connected with predatory creatures?
In fact, all this time this guy was explaining to us our duties in this zoo, and after that, he injected us with some very strange serum, because of which we began to feel quite strange, and he carried us to our workplace. We decided to speed up this moment because it was really quite long and tedious.
Okay, it looks like we are finally starting our walkthrough. We found ourselves in some room and there are a lot of different objects here.
It looks like there is some very strange toilet here. And it looks like someone missed it when they decided to go to the toilet for a big one. It looks pretty disgusting.
Okay, it looks like we're about to get down to our actual duties. Now we need to grab some food and bring it straight to this cart so we can transport it.
Okay. We need to take 2 herbal packets and 1 vegetable block. I think they should be somewhere in this fridge.
It wasn't that hard to find them. Okay. Now let's take these briquettes and load them onto this cart. I think this cart will help us carry all these briquettes onto the train.
Okay, we've got the last brick, and now it looks like we need to take this cart and take it straight to this train. Wait, what was that? It was some kind of really creepy sound, like some huge animal slammed into this door.
It seems like this guy's face remained absolutely unshakable and he tried to calm us down. But in fact, this whole situation in this zoo makes me very wary. Where have you ever seen a zoo that has trains?
Okay, we finally got this thing here, and now, as I understand it, all this food will be stored in a special compartment until we transport it directly to the enclosures with the animals that we need to feed.
It looks like now we'll go straight to the enclosures. Okay, now I think we'll need to visit the giraffe enclosure, so let's set our train to the right station and go there right now together with this bearded guy who doesn't inspire confidence at all.
It looks like we have finally arrived at the necessary station. In fact, I still can't understand why this zoo needs this train. How do people even travel around this park and have time to look at all the animal enclosures if we even need to use this train?
Okay, it looks like now we need to cut these briquettes and we don't need that much food at once for these animals. Okay, that sounds pretty logical. And now we need to see the food standards for them and try to cut off exactly the right amount.
I didn't think that in this game there would be so many activities that we need to do. But now we need to visually determine how much to force in order to get a briquette weighing 3.5 kilograms.
It seems to me that visually it is really quite difficult to determine, but I think that it is necessary to make a little less than half of the briquette. Excellent, we did it. And now we can go further. We made a small error, but I think there is nothing wrong with that because thanks to this, the animals will just eat more than they need.
In fact, so far nothing has happened in this game except for a scary atmosphere. Okay, we cut these briquettes a little unevenly, but I think there is nothing wrong with that. Well, our internship at the new position is going quite interestingly.
Now we need to drag this cart with all these tools straight to the enclosure. Okay, let's do it right now. It's pretty weird that in this game we have such weird responsibilities.
In general, I am very surprised by the fact that in such a huge zoo, only one person is doing all these things. It seems to me that at the very least, this zoo should be divided into some groups of animals for which one person should be responsible, instead of one person servicing all the enclosures at night.
Okay, we finally got this cart over. By the way, just look. Now we're going to be in the giraffe enclosure. I've never seen a giraffe in my life, but I'd really like to see one. And by the way, there are some posters painted on the walls, but I don't really want to waste time studying them.
Oh my god, just look at this giraffe. He looks really cute. He even lowered his head to say hello to us. Well, okay, now we need to find a place to put their food. There must definitely be some kind of giraffe feeder here.
Great! Here's the feeding area! We finally got there! Now we need to put all the food here so that these guys will go here and start eating it.
Great! They all gathered here together to eat. Apparently these animals were very hungry. Okay, now we need to look at our next buildings and go to their implementation.
Okay, we're done feeding the animals and now we need to get some new tool. It looks like we'll be using this tool to clean up all the excrement in this enclosure. I'm starting to like this job less and less, to be honest.
Oh my god, are we really going to do this disgusting stuff now? Okay, looks like we really are going to have to go around and pick up excrement all over this place. Oh my god, this looks so disgusting.
Just look at these cute giraffes. My god, I really like them. They have very cute faces, and in general, I have always been amazed by these creatures. How can you even live with such a long neck?
I really hope this is the last of the poop because this task is really starting to tire me out quite a bit. Great. We finally collected all the poop, and now we need to get to the next rank. To do this, we need to get this tool back, and now we need to take the temperature imaging system.
I think this thing looks like it can be used to check the temperature. Okay, now we need to find where we can place this device in order to check the temperature of these giraffes.
Guys, have you forgotten that we are actually playing a horror game? And so far, nothing nasty or scary has happened in this horror game. It seems to me that this game is even starting to relax me because here we are watching cute animals.
Okay, let's start measuring the body temperature of this giraffe, and I think he's fine. He looks pretty healthy. Now we need to move this thing and measure the temperature of these two fats. Oh no, the giraffe lying on the ground has a high temperature. It looks like he's sick. Well, now we know which of these giraffes is really sick.
Okay, now we are leaving this enclosure and it looks like we are going to take some action now regarding this giraffe that is sick. I think we need to cure him somehow. I think now we need to go and make some medicine for him. Damn, This game is really very cute, and it seems to me that absolutely nothing terrible can happen here.
Wait, seriously? We need to analyze this giraffe's poop to find out what's really going on with it? This game really takes animal disease diagnosis very seriously. I think it's really cool.
Wait, is that blood? I don't think there was any before. What happened here? Oh my god, this guy showed up so suddenly. Did you see? He teleported here, and it was accompanied by a scary sound.
Looks like now we need to start making the medicine. We need to make the medicine called Tempralax. Oh my god, this game really has too much attention to detail. I feel like very few games have that kind of attention to detail.
I am also very surprised by this. Well, okay. It looks like we were finally able to make this medicine, and now we need to use it to cure this giraffe.
Now we need to take the tool with which we will inject the vaccine into this animal. But it seems to me that most of all, I would like to vaccinate this pot-bellied guy because he scares me the most. I would like him to stop appearing so suddenly once I did earlier.
Okay, now we're inside this enclosure. And now we're going to have to vaccinate one of the giraffes. I remember this giraffe's name, so now we just have to find him among all the others. Okay, great. We shot the vaccine dart into him, and now he should definitely be on the mend. That's great.
Now we have to go back to the building where our main workplace is located. I think that the internship is over, and now we know all our duties in this zoo very well.
Okay, we're back, and now it seems to me that our internship is finally over. Well, the most important thing is that we were able to cope with it, and nothing really terrible happened here that could really scare us. Okay, this guy is leaving, and this means that now we are left here completely alone, and we have duties that we need to fulfill tonight.
I think this car is way too cool for a zoo owner, don't you think? Okay, now that this guy is gone, we'll have to get out of here. Wait, do you hear that sound? Someone is knocking on the door. Oh my god, that was so creepy. But it looks like it was our wife who was accompanying us to the internship.
It seems that she is very worried about us being locked here, and we need to calm her down somehow. To do this, our main character says that we are currently having a divorce at work. He takes a meat briquette and gives it to his wife so that she can feed the children. In fact, this is very nice, but it seems to me that doing this is a bit illegal.
Okay, Mrs. Wife. We brought you meat. Let's give it to her, and I hope that at least this night she will be calm, because it seems to me that she is worried about us in vain. Although, in fact, quite a lot of different incomprehensible events are happening here, but nevertheless, I don't think that something can happen to us here.
Okay, I think we did a really good job today, and I really liked this game. I really hope that our subscribers also liked this game, and they will like it and write about it in the comments. And if they really like this game, then we will continue to play it with them. And now let's move on straight to the next game.
Hello everyone, friends, and today we will play the second part of this extremely strange horror game about Subway Surfers.
In the last part, we tried for a long time to kill the final boss, but finally we did it. Well, okay. Now we have a guitar again, and it looks like with this guitar we can hit something.
It looks like we can try to knock out some interesting items from these characters. But by the way, unfortunately, we can't interact with them using the guitar. Okay, there are a lot of different comments painted on the walls, and it is quite possible that they can be useful to us.
Kane, I think you should stop recording gameplay with us while you're flying in a helicopter. Or what's that weird sound you're making? Okay, the system message told us something, and after we hit that weird announcement, we got 1 coin. Now we need to figure out where we can use that coin.
To be honest, I don't really know where we can use this coin, but I think we definitely need it to move on. Besides, there are a lot of strange characters here.
These characters do look weird, but they're actually just regular skins of the main character from Subway Surfers. And by the way, there's actually some Mario in there. Okay, look, there are similar ones ahead of the Grabotron. We need to use it.
Are you really calling this thing a Grabotron? That sounds as weird as it gets. Okay, let's use this coin to get what's inside this thing.
Wait, what is this? Is this a chicken? But how can it help us? And by the way, I hope that it is not the chicken that died at the very beginning of the game, because otherwise I will feel very sorry for it.
Now we need to figure out where we can use this chicken. But to be honest, I have absolutely no idea where we can figure out a purpose for it. It seems that this is not exactly the item we need, and we should try to look for more coins in this game.
I think we should use the guitar. Great. After we hit this comment with the guitar, we got coins. It looks like we need to go near each comment and hit it. And it is quite possible that for this, we will get a huge amount of coins that we can use in this machine with toys.
Okay, I think we need to beat all the comments that are in this game. Let's do it. And then we'll try our luck in this toy machine.
I think this is a great idea. And we've already earned 6 coins. Okay, now I think we should run to that toy machine and see what else we can get. I really hope we get something really useful.
Bro, stop making that voice. You don't sound like a pirate at all. And by the way, we just got a cucumber out of that toy machine. Honestly, I can't imagine how we could use it. By the way, I think the same thing about that really old phone.
Guys, stop arguing. I think we need to spend all our coins first and see what we get in our inventory. By the way, we just got headphones and we also got some weird wrench.
I absolutely don't understand what we can do with these items, but I think we should spend the last 2 coins. And by the way, we got soap, and now we'll spend the last coin. For this coin, we got a gamepad. Okay, now I think we should try to somehow interact with other characters using these things.
I think we need to give this Mario something from the items we have. And by the way, he liked the wrench. After he got it, he went somewhere, and now we need to figure out what we can give this guy who sits at the computer.
It's really weird that he doesn't like any of it. Wait, seriously? Oh, he liked the soap. Okay, looks like he sat at the computer for too long and started to smell bad. And by the way, we just gave That's Us headphones to the dancing guy. And now we're down to the last 2 characters. And it seems to me that none of the items suit them. Looks like we haven't knocked out all the coins yet.
We need to get to that weird comment. Okay, you're right, we really haven't gotten all the coins in this game yet. I think we need to find another 2 coins somewhere because there are still 2 characters left.
I don't quite understand. Where can I find the second coin? Oh, look! We just managed to get it! Okay, now we definitely need to spend all these coins in this machine. And by the way, just so we get a hand, I think we'll give this hand to the zombie and we'll give this pill to that weird green levitating guy.
Actually, this pill is a reference to the movie The Matrix, if you suddenly didn't understand. Because initially when our character approached him, he asked him if he wanted to get out of the Matrix. Okay, we gave all the items to these characters, and now they are gathered in one row.
I wonder what's going to happen now. It looks like they're all going to fight the final boss. Let's see. Wait, seriously? All these guys turned into one giant guy in shorts? Okay, that sounds and looks really dumb.
In fact, the logic of this game is extremely incomprehensible. It seems to me that I will never be able to understand it. But I admit, honestly, it is quite funny for me to play this game because it is very unusual to see the world of the game Subway Surfers in such a setting.
I really want to know when this guy will actually stop swearing. And by the way, we've now entered some location where we need to run very quickly under these wagons. And by the way, there are numbers written under some of these wagons, so guys, be sure to remember these numbers and their sequence. It will be very useful to us in the future.
I hope that Jax remembers all these numbers in sequence, and by the way, it seems to me that he is currently maximally concentrated. Therefore, I think we should not distract him with our empty talk.
Do you really want us to just sit there and watch him play this game? Honestly, I don't really like this idea. Let's just continue discussing what we see on the screen the same way we always do.
For the first time in my life, I agree with this crybaby. We really need to keep running forward, and by the way, it seems to me that there is still one last carriage ahead. I really hope that it won't crush us and we will be able to reach the final door of this location.
Yes, we really need to run forward now. Great! I really hope that Jax remembered all these numbers because I couldn't do it.
I think you don't have to worry about that because I noticed how he was staring at all those numbers. Great. We were finally able to open that gate and now we're moving on.
I really want to know what is in the next location. Oh, it seems to me that our character slightly forgot the line he was supposed to say. But now we got to some small trailers and it looks like we need to press the buttons that are on them.
It seems to me that everything in this game is absolutely surreal. Have you ever seen carriages that have a button on the side to open the lid on top? Personally, I have never seen anything like that. And in general, it seems to me that it looks very much like some kind of coffins. Because of this, this game becomes extremely creepy.
Guys, I understood the point of this game. In fact, we need to open all these cars and look for a pair for each car, like the game we had in childhood where you just need to look for 2 identical objects. I think it will be pretty easy.
And in my opinion, you have really big problems with your memory. because you really make mistakes very often. It seems to me that I've already seen a huge number of pairs, but you are starting to forget what the carriage that we are pairing should look like.
In fact, this mustachioed head that jumps out of this car does not scare me at all. It looks extremely funny and also screams funny. Okay, I think we need to continue exploring all these cars in search of a pair for each of them.
Oh my god, I'm really starting to get annoyed with how dumb Jax is at this game, because I already know exactly where the pairs are for most of these cars. But by the time he tries to remember them, I'm going crazy.
Guys, stop distracting him! The more you talk, the more confused he gets. Although I understand your feelings perfectly because I also see how stupid he is.
Oh my god, Jax! Can you really be that stupid? This is absolutely impossible! You have already approached these cars a huge number of times, and you continue to do it again and again! I think I am really going to go crazy soon!
Okay, guys, let's just keep watching this. Oh no, what's going on? Oh my god, it turns out we can't open the cars that have the little cars in them, because if we find a match for them, we'll be destroyed right away.
Okay, it looks like this test will be a little more difficult. I really hope that here we will find all the pairs that we need and will not die. And by the way, just look. It looks like we found a pair for Shrek, and because of this, we got the key.
Wow, you are right. We actually got a key for this. This is very unexpected. And by the way, don't you think it's weird that Shrek is even in this game? He absolutely shouldn't be here, and it really pisses me off.
Oh no! Oh my god, that chicken car that's going to explode right in front of us! Oh my god, this is starting to piss me off so much, I can't put it into words! Okay, now let's try to beat this level again. I hope we don't have any more trouble with it.
In fact, Jax was very slow in this game for a long time, and I think at a certain point we really started to get angry at him because when we tried to tell him something here, he constantly started to aggress at us in response, and after that we had to calm him down. So we sped up this whole part of the gameplay, especially for you, because for us personally, watching this was sheer torture.
Oh my god, I finally found all these keys. Well, now we can finally go to that main door and open it with the 4 keys we collected. I thought this test would last forever for me, and we played this game for a really long time. And now I think it's time to move straight to the next game.
Oh my god! I didn't think they used bad words in this game. It really pisses me off, and I think it shouldn't be in games.
I totally agree with you. I think this is absolutely not childish content. God, this is really awful. Let's try to defeat this boss as soon as possible.
Looks like we'll have to beat him up with a guitar! Oh my god, he's calling these little dogs to help him! Okay, we were able to fight them off!
I actually didn't want to beat them up at all because they look pretty cute. We need to try to hit him somehow. Oh wow, look. After we picked up that blue boost, this guy starts to freeze.
It seems like every time we need to pick up boosts and then attack him because otherwise he simply doesn't take damage. Okay, now, the tactics of this fight are pretty clear to us.
I hope we won't have any difficulty defeating this boss. And by the way, when we pick up this boost, the dogs he summons also disappear.
We will definitely need to use this advantage because it really helps us a lot. Okay, now let's try to fight off all these dogs and take the next boost.
These dogs don't actually look evil. They look pretty cute, but they do quite a bit of damage to us. Well, okay, we managed to get to this boost. Now we need to keep attacking this guy.
In fact, the battle with this boss comes quite difficult because each boost that we pick up gives us the opportunity to deal only 3 hits. Wait, what? Are we really dead?
Looks like we'll be fighting this boss a few more times today because he's really quite tough. Okay, now we need to fight off the dogs and then wait for some boosts to appear here.
Finally, we got a battle against a really difficult boss, because defeating him will really not be as easy as I initially thought.
Sometimes I get the feeling that this guy is really immortal because we fight him for a long time, but we still can't beat him to the end. Well, okay. It looks like we just need to watch out for the boosts that appear.
It's not that easy, actually. What do you think, because the controls in this game are really disgusting? Well, let's wait until the next boost comes out. Oh no, we died again.
Well, it looks like this game is going to be a lot harder to play than I thought. Okay, let's just try to finally beat him because this is starting to really annoy me.
I think we are definitely doing something wrong because every time we take damage that we don't avoid, but I think there definitely has to be a way to somehow avoid taking this damage.
Maybe you're right. But to be honest, I have absolutely no idea what the way to avoid damage here might be. Wait, seriously? It turns out it was enough to just jump to avoid damage? Okay, I thought it would be a little more difficult.
Now that we know this, it will be a little easier to defeat him, and I hope that this will really help us a lot.
In fact, avoiding damage here is not such an easy task because you need to jump exactly when he also jumps. And we died again, unfortunately.
Oh my god, I think we're really gonna have to spend a million tries to beat him because this guy is a really tough boss. And I don't think I've ever encountered a tougher boss than him in any game.
Relax, guys! This fight is only so hard for me because you talk too much. Right now I need to focus on constantly watching this boss jump and the boosts appearing in this area.
Oh yeah, I can really imagine how hard it is for you to play this game because the controls are really awful. And by the way, it's funny that the jump button only appeared in this game now.
Yes, I am also very surprised by this fact because it seems to me that this button was sorely lacking in those moments when we needed to jump onto some cars from above.
It seems like the developers of this game decided to add jumping here just to have an excuse for how we can avoid taking damage from this boss. Okay, I guess we just need to keep focusing on not taking damage from him for now, and keep looking for boosts here.
To be honest, there are really a lot of strange things in this game, but it seems that they seem strange to us, only because everything that happens in this game is too absurd and stupid. I just feel very unusual seeing everything that happens in Subway Surfers in the setting of a horror game.
And it seems to me that everyone likes this game solely because of this, because everyone really loves horror games. And also everyone really loves Subway Surfers.
Okay, we don't have much damage left to do. I think we should definitely finally be able to defeat this boss. I think we just need to find the last boost in this game, and now we'll have to fight off all these dogs.
I think Jax will handle this just fine. He's been doing this for a long time. Wait, seriously? We died again?
Okay, I think this will really be the last attempt because I already know exactly how we need to fight this boss.
And right after these words, you took damage. Okay, bro, I think you really need to concentrate as hard as you can because this boss is not as easy to defeat as it seems.
The main thing is not to forget to jump in time and run up to all the boosts that appear. Okay, we picked up the first boost and dealt him the first 3 blows. Well, I really hope that Jax will be able to do everything as needed now.
I'm actually sure of it because I think he can definitely handle this boss. And by the way, it seems to me that this boss is acting strangely this time because he jumps too often. Maybe he also realized that we already know how to defeat him.
I think he doesn't have such a cool AI because in that case we definitely wouldn't be able to fight against him and he would find a new way to trick us. Okay, we can deal him quite a lot of damage and it seems to me that Jax is doing his job pretty well now.
Okay, now we need to wait for the next time we can attack him. Now there are a huge number of dogs that we need to kill. And after that, we need to take this boost and hit him again a few times.
These little dogs really irritate me because they are really hard to hit because of their size. Well, okay, now I guess we just have to stand there and wait for the next boost to come.
Those little dogs again! Oh my god, they are really starting to piss me off. Well, okay, we picked up the boost again, and we need to do it 2 more times to make sure we beat this game.
And here's the next boost! We need to run to him urgently! Great! We were able to pick him up! Okay, all that's left is to give him the last 3 hits so that we can finally defeat him.
Okay, I thought we could really do this because we still have a lot of HP and all we need is to just avoid all his attacks. But by the way, for some reason this boost still doesn't appear. We just keep jumping here endlessly.
It looks like we're really gonna have to watch very closely now to make sure the last boost actually shows up because it's still not showing up here and that's a real problem.
Maybe we should just run up and hit him now? I have absolutely no idea why this boost isn't showing up here. Oh look, there he is.
Wait, what? We just got a text message on our phone congratulating us on beating this boss. Wow, seriously?
I am very irritated by the fact that this guy insults us very often. It seems to me that he will definitely have to answer for his words because now he is going to run away from us.
He flew away from us with the help of his jetpack. Okay, that was really hard, but we finally finished the first part, and now we move on to the next game.
Seriously? Did someone come up with the idea to make this cute game as a horror game? Okay. Looks like horror game creators are really starting to go crazy.
Are these little trains? Oh, wait. It seems to me that our character is speaking some very strange language.
I don't know what kind of language this is, but it looks very similar to Indian. Well, we got to some door, and here we are shown that we have to leave graffiti on different carriages, and for each carriage color, there is a pattern.
There's some kind of button here. It looks like this button will only open after we've painted graffiti on every train car. Okay, now we need to go and find our spray paint.
It seems that our character has lost it somewhere. Okay, let's go look for it. I don't think it should be far from here.
I think we should turn around and try going the other way. Oh my God, what is that? Wait, seriously? Why are there dead chickens falling out of the sky? That looked really creepy.
Look! There's a red mark on each of the cars here. I think it's there, so we know where we should leave graffiti. Okay, but we can't do that yet because we simply don't have our spray paint.
So far, the atmosphere in this game is really creepy as hell. In fact, I don't really understand what we need to do here, but I know for sure that right now we need to find our spray can of paint so that we can move on.
These red marks are on a lot of trains here, and I think we'll need to put graffiti on each of these marks in order for this button to be pressed. Well, okay, we still haven't found our spray can, but I hope it's somewhere nearby.
By the way, this game has extremely inconvenient controls, and I really don't like them because I constantly have some kind of problems with movement. And the sensitivity of the camera rotation here is really disgusting.
We noticed it because you are moving in the most awkward way. And by the way, look, this is the same car from the game in which we could climb onto other cars. Well, okay, it looks like our can of paint wasn't even there.
I think he should definitely be somewhere nearby. I think he should be in one of these cars. Oh, by the way, look, and here he is. We finally found this spray can of paint, and now we can finally leave graffiti.
In fact, I have already forgotten what kind of patterns we actually need to leave on these cars, but I think we can handle this task quite easily. Okay, now let's look for cars with red markings and leave graffiti on them.
Okay, here is the first carriage and we can draw on it. By the way, it looks like we absolutely don't care what patterns we had to leave. We can just draw on each of the carriages and not think about it.
I hope that it really works like this because otherwise it seems to me that we will have to walk here for a very long time because this location is not that small. There are really a lot of these carriages.
I think that was the last carriage. Now let's try pressing this button. Oh no, it looks like we should have done something else. Okay, maybe we didn't actually leave graffiti on all the carriages we needed to.
We need to inspect all the carriages around. But look, it turns out that this carriage also had a red mark. Okay, maybe now we can go further.
Looks like we missed a few more cars. Okay, I guess we need to go back and try painting some more on them now.
This idea sounds pretty logical. Okay, I think we should really go back and try to explore absolutely every train car in this game.
Look, I found another mark. Okay, I hope this was the last car we had to paint graffiti on. And now we need to go back to that door again and try to press the button.
There are actually quite a lot of these wagons in the game. I didn't think this game would be so difficult for us. Oh no! Looks like we did something else wrong. Okay, I think we should go back and try to find a few more wagons.
In fact, all this time, the guys just continued to wander here and did not know what they needed to do. They did not realize that we could change the pattern on these cars, and each graffiti should correspond to the memo that was painted on the door. So we walked around here for a very long time and were stupid, and we decided to speed up this whole moment during video editing.
Oh my God, I'm really tired of walking here. Wait, seriously? All this time we could have been changing the patterns we painted on these cars? Okay, it looks like that mark on the door was really important. Now we need to go and change the graffiti we left on each of these cars.
It looks like we are really stupid. Well, okay, now let's change all the graffiti that we painted here. I hope that we will finally be able to get through this door because I am really interested in finding out what is behind it.
Okay, I think now we should definitely change all this graffiti and go back. My God, there are really a lot of these cars here. I hope it won't take us too long to change all this graffiti.
I also really hope so because the number of wagons here is really very impressive. But I think that we should cope with this task quite quickly. After all, we are professionals in passing such games.
Okay, it looks like Jax left the wrong graffiti on some of the cars. Well, okay, I guess we should go back and change them. God, I didn't think it would take us so long. But most likely it's just because the controls in this game are seriously the most idiotic.
This is starting to annoy me a little bit. Well, okay, let's change all the graffiti here and try going somewhere else. Oh my God, what just happened? Why did this car start shaking so weirdly? Okay, I think we left all the graffiti as it should be, and now I think we should go back to the door.
I also think that it's time for us to go back because we really changed a huge amount of graffiti here, and I think we can finally get through that door. God, it really took us a long time.
Yes, it really took us a lot of time. But if the controls in this game were a little better, we would have been able to complete this game much faster. Well, okay, it was quite a difficult test, and now we move on.
Okay, we're in the same location as last time. Wait, what's going on here? Is this really Thomas the Tank Engine? Oh no, one of those steam engines hit us. Well, it looks like we need to be careful here and try not to crash into them.
Okay. It looks like this test will be pretty difficult too. The main thing here is not to rush and just try to avoid meeting these little trains, because otherwise they will knock us down. I wonder what awaits us at the very end of this corridor. I really hope that we will actually be able to find out.
I think we can really do this because I can already see the end of this corridor. And by the way, the trains are no longer moving in our direction and now we just have to go straight. Look, there looks like another door here. There is a button and a combination lock on it. Okay, I hope we find out where we can get this password.
This button says you can't press it! Well, okay, I think we really shouldn't do that. Jax, you're not going to press it, right?
Maybe we should click on it after all? I'm really curious to know what happens. Oh my god, seriously? Some huge heavy metal thing fell on us. Well, okay. Looks like now we'll have to try to get through that train level all over again.
Oh my god, I didn't think we'd actually have to go through this level again. Okay guys, let's agree that we won't press any buttons that say we shouldn't press them.
If we hadn't tried to click on it, we would never have known what it does. And by the way, guys, we still need to find the code password, and to be honest, I don't quite remember what kind of password it should be and how many characters it has. But I think we'll have to go back in order to find any numbers here.
Definitely this password consists of numbers. I think we will need to find this password somewhere in this location. I think we should turn back and try to find this password somewhere in this long tunnel.
And it seems to me that we definitely missed something. I didn't see any numbers while we were getting offended here. I think that we needed to do something before this. But to be honest, I don't really understand what.
To be honest, I myself absolutely do not understand where all these numbers are and where we can find them. But we came back and ran into some huge wall. Well, it looks like this password is somewhere else, but we absolutely do not know where.
So I think that our subscribers will tell us in the comments where this password is actually located. If they like this game, we will definitely play it again, and we will move on to the next game right now.
I still don't understand why the developers make prisons for everyone except me. It seems to me that they don't care about other characters at all.
Don't worry, it will definitely happen someday. Do you even know that bubbles are almost never added as decorations to any game? You are at least a boss in some games, and that's cool.
It seems to me that if the developers had made prisons with all of us separately, it would have been long and tedious. And by the way, we just ran to the button, pressed it, and are now running to the second floor.
I think you're in a bit of a hurry. We just did it now. And by the way, this boss is really moving around as much as possible. It's funny. It's like she doesn't want to catch us at all. She's just walking around the first floor and doesn't do anything else. Maybe she gets paid very little money for her work, and that's why she's lazy.
I think this shouldn't worry us at all. The most important thing is that we finally got to the second floor, and right now, we're heading to the room with the toilets.
Finally, we got to it! Well, I really like the design of this room. By the way, there are absolutely no toilets here. Rather, it looks more like some kind of utility room or something like that. And it's also cool that we didn't have to dig this tunnel because it was already dug.
This location looks really cool. I really like that the developers decided to design it as a nest of the Queen of Gloinks because this place really looks like it. Okay, now we need to jump over all this lava and head straight to the corridor with the stone that rolls.
Here too, everything is decorated like a nest of the Queen of the Gloinks. And it looks really cool. Okay, I think we will cope with this test pretty quickly. After all, it is not difficult.
We've already done this test a huge number of times. I think Jax would have been able to pass it even if we had closed his eyes or turned off his monitor. Okay, I think we'll now go straight to the second boss in this location.
I am very glad that you really rate my skill in prison escape so cool. And by the way, just look, I am the second boss in this game and it is really very cool. But it seems to me that the developers made me a little unrealistic because I should be even higher.
Bro, I think the developers made you look exactly like you do in real life. Although it's possible that your ears here really aren't as long as they could be.
Okay, guys, let's not insult anyone and just continue playing this game. By the way, we've already climbed the half-destroyed steps, and right now we're going up the elevator. By the way, all the paintings here look really cool. This looks like fan art.
I am very glad that our subscribers really try and draw us very beautifully. Okay, now we need to drink an energy drink from this vending machine and start our run with energy drinks. By the way, we are running on par with another player, but he has no chance to overtake us.
Yes, this guy really wants to compete with us. But it seems to me that we will still be faster than him because we have already passed such tests a huge number of times and we know the ideal route.
I think he's not even trying to catch up with us anymore because we're so far ahead. Well, okay. We finally passed this test. Now we need to climb up these stairs and head straight to the ventilation.
Yes, we have almost reached it. Well, okay. Now we need to go up this ladder, and then we will go to pass the insanely boring tests that really irritate me in each of these games. But unfortunately, without passing them, we cannot go further.
Guys, I think we should stop discussing these tests with pipes and valves every time because it is an integral part of this game and we will always have to go through them anyway. In fact, this test is not so boring. The only thing that irritates me here is the fact that the location of these valves is always the same.
Someday the developers of this game will definitely change the location of these valves, but this will definitely not happen here. And by the way, it's funny that here the developers decided to change the location of the second platform. Well, okay, now we need to go down again in order to run to the third valve, because apparently Jax, out of habit, began to climb up.
Yes, it looks like the developers finally managed to trick us, but these are not the changes we were expecting. Well, okay, all the valves are turned, and now we can head to the